Hey, this is Jack from Alphacharts with a state of the market video. Today is July 6th, 2024. Before we get started, this video is for informational purposes only. These are not recommendations to buy, sell, or hold any stock or security. And I may hold positions in some of the equities mentioned. Know your time frame and risk tolerance. All right, thank you all for watching the video. If you haven't done so, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You could also find me on X at Alphacharts365. I'm posting stuff there all the time, almost always market related. And if you really like my stuff, I do have a subscriber service. It's $10 a month, super cheap, and it's really made. It's made for everybody. But if you're working full time, if you have a family, if you have just too much going on, it's a really inexpensive way to get a basically a full service subscription. Because I give a ton of content to you, and it just will shorten it'll shorten the time you have to spend looking at everything because I give you condensed versions of it. And the second part is it gives you a second opinion. Let's say you're doing all the work yourself anyway, but you just sometimes you're not sure, you want a second opinion. It's a great way to just get a second opinion for, and again, for $10 a month. I'll give tons of trade ideas, setups, annotated charts with the setup on there. I mean, videos. And again, some people use everything. Some people use just the setup. Some people use just the videos. You get to watch and do what you want. But for $10 a month is, again, the most inexpensive way to get this type of content. So if you're interested, check it out at Alphacharts365. All right, let's get into these videos. This is the SPY on the weekly chart. And you see I used Fibonacci's here to get this extension. And on Friday, price broke out after basically 2-week consolidation. And everything is, it's hard to be bearish, right? I mean, everything's up and to the right on the weekly. When we go to the daily, by the way, on the week, it was up almost 2%. Big week. And you see the consolidation on the daily a little bit more in the breakout on Friday. Again, it's summer months, summer weeks. And so I'm expecting a low volume type of grind, going on here. And when you go back 50 days, it is to here. So we now lost this, I think, important pivot low, and we're going to start to take out this data over the next week or two. And you're going to see this 50-day really start to turn more up, as long as price stays above it, of course, right? So I think that's a really good development, right? Nothing negative there. Looking at the RSP again, let's go to the weekly. So RSP has not broken out yet, and we've had a couple of lower highs, and then we have, I won't say higher lows. That's hard to say, but it's held here at 162-ish, right? Right where this 23-day is almost back up to. And so this is just a consolidation. Consolidation near all-time highs. It was so, and again, there's a divergence, right? SPY was up 2%, and RSP was down 0.4, right? So there's a divergence there. That's, listen, the mega caps are really pulling the weight right now. Looking at the daily, and you see it's literally sideways. Do I love that price? Do I love that price is below a 50-day moving average? I don't. That's not what I want to see. Going back 50 days is right here. So again, as soon as this data is taken out, and if pricing get back above 165-ish or so, I think we'd be in good shape. But we don't have that right now. So is that concerning? Yeah, maybe a little bit. Does this area have to hold? Yeah, I think we've seen it hold here, here, here. And I think it's got to hold here as well. So far, it has. And we'll see what happens there. I do like that this data is being taken out, but I do not like that price is still below this area. I want to see a rotation into broad market participation. And so that's RSP. That's a concern, right? Qs on the week up 3.6%. Again, super strong week coming up into this potential Fibonacci extension of 508-ish. It's right there basically, about 1.5% away. And again, strong week for the Qs. You see over here, kind of came back. There's a consolidation, came back around. Just looks great. Again, may find some sellers right there. Equal weighted Qs on the weekly was up 1.64. Very strong week for an equal weighted index right now. You can see that this is a big, big base called as a cup and handle. And I love that the handle has a cup and handle in it. And that looks fantastic, right? I could kind of do, right? There's your cup and handle right there. The point is, it's breaking out at closed at all-time highs above my $90 level, which was my really line in the sand. As long as it stays above 90, I think it is a very, very strong look to it. And when we zoom in, you can see the trend line. There's your breakout on Friday. Really kind of started happening on Thursday, but really got going on Friday. Again, really, really strong. It just shows you, again, compared to the RSP, a much better looking chart. So that's where our focus should be, right? Should be the Qs. Even now with the equal weight Qs, again, that's expansion of breadth. I like that. Know what's in the Qs, technology heavy, but not the only thing in there. And that's probably where money is rotating into, right? And if it's, especially if it's going to come out of the mega caps at some point, equal weighted Qs look like a potential area. Mid caps, again, here's more like the RSP, right? Don't love this. You have a rising 50-day that's kind of flattening now, and prices below it, right on that potential support area. Yeah, I mean, I think that we don't need things like the equated SPY or the mid caps or even the small caps to lead. At least I don't. Um, but I think it needs to at least participate, which means first step, getting back above the 50-day moving average. So at this point, there's really no reason to be aggressively long mid caps, right? Those 2 billion to, let's call it $100 billion companies. No reason for that. And by the way, on the weekly, it was down 1.11 and the IWM was down 1, right? So definitely not the leaders here. Now, IWM is a little interesting because it's trying to, again, I've been watching this now for weeks, trying to make maybe a bottom here. I don't know if it's going to. Price is still under the 50-day. I don't like that. This is, hopium, right? This is optimistic looking. As of now, we don't have anything, but it's just a potential. Again, I would just want to see this maybe get back up to 210. And that move could be all that we need, right? And when I say we need to continue a bull market, right? So rotation out of maybe some of the largest caps. It doesn't mean they're going to go down significantly, but just means that that there's rotation money going through the different sectors of the market, right? Again, doesn't need to lead, but it's got to participate. Okay, so let's go into the sectors now. XLF. XLF is above the 50-day and it's trying to break out. Again, nice move here and then very, very low volume. Know what you're in. You're in summer months and you're in probably the slowest week one of the slowest weeks of the year, right? 4th of July. Everyone's taking vacations. And so I think that's what we're seeing, in these charts, kind of a choppy, sloppy mess. We've talked about that in the past. And I think that's exactly what we're seeing. But overall, financials don't look that bad. Semiconductors look really good, right? Again, probably the most important sector in the market is semiconductors. Again, looking really good. Looks like it went higher, up almost 3.5%. By the way, financials were up 1%. Equal weighted was up 3%. And if we look at this, we see a big, big base going back to 2021 and the highest close ever on the weekly. And there's your, it looks like the highest close ever on the daily as well. Again, nice big base. Call this whatever you want to. I'm just going to call it a base. And again, semiconductors are a place we should not only consider for health of the market, but also a potential trading vehicle. And so this looks really, really good. And it may just not be NVIDIA doing well going forward. It could be a lot of semiconductor names and equipment. Transports. On the week, down 1.28, back below the 50-day. We have a really flat, 200-day, so we got, transports still haven't really recovered. They're trying. they're trying. And so we'll have to see if after the next few weeks, but they have not recovered and price has to get back above. We're right there. So again, it'll take out this data, but again, price has to get back above 65 for transports to really recover. That's IYT. Looking at XTN, same type of thing. This one actually a little bit worse because now we're below the 200-day. You see how sellers showed up right over there? This is looking good, and then boom, it fell flat. Now, again, it's summer months. We'll see it's above the more key area, which is down here on 74, 75. So we'll see. But again, is that concerning? Yeah. Is it concerning this week or this month? Maybe not. But is this foreshadowing maybe later on this year some issues? It could be. Housing, right? Back, I mean, lost this general area. Now it's back over here right at the 200-day, literally sitting on it. And I think if this $96 breaks, that's going to be a problem. Again, this part of the video is more about looking forward, right? And maybe over the next 3 to 6 months. So this is foreshadowing maybe some problems come towards the end of the year, maybe towards the election, maybe when they actually cut rates in November, December. This may be foreshadowing some problems to come. And so I'm aware of that, right? We won't be in this bull market forever. And look at XHB, this one already actually. So ITB is on the 200-day and hasn't quite broken all the way down yet. XHB is above the 200-day, but broke down from this base. You can see the lower highs right there. I mean, this is an inverted VCP, right? That's all it is. So yeah, not looking great on housing. So again, I use housing as a proxy for jobs. I use transport for the movement of goods, right? Semiconductors are in everything, and financials help everything, credit and helps the whole market work. So that's why I'm using these indicators, right? And so in some ways, except for maybe semis, it's foreshadowing potential trouble later on in the year. I think when we follow price, which is the top part of this video, I think we're still in a pretty nice bull market. And I think that, but we have to be selective, right? Not everything is working. So we have to be selective in what we're buying. And that's my stance. If you like this type of video, I go into the internals for my subscribers. I also go into specific names I like and I'm watching and sectors I'm watching and ETFs and so much more. So check it out. Go ahead and go Alphacharts 365, click on subscribe for $10 a month. There's no contracts or anything like that. So you like it, great, stay. You don't like it, you leave. That's the way it works. All right. Hope you all are doing well. Glad to be back and have a great week.